to the Wager Makers Podcast with Web and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Web.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Web.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
What's up, Web? I'm Smith, that's Web, and we are the Wager Makers. Thank you all for joining us. We're, right in the middle of football season here. We got picks, we got fantasy league, we got the pick'em, college pick'em, Survivor. Shit's going on, Web.
A bunch of stuff's happening, baby.
Ryder Cup, I got my Ryder Cup
time
this weekend.
Ryder Cup.
It's going.
Ride or die, baby.
That's right. We're going to try and get you guys some winners this week. Keep it going. We're doing all right in the NFL. Need a little help in college, but we'll work it out. It's early. Web, this is Wager Maker Podcast number 103.
Number 103. I don't know. 103, it came at me. The first thing that came was Bobby Hebert, so I'll give it up to the New Orleans Bobby Hebert, number 3. I don't really have too many other number 3s, so I'm gonna stick with him.
Well, that's funny. I didn't even think about Bobby Hebert. That was before I was down in the Cajun country. I mean, I know we were watching the teams, but I was still a Steelers fan back in that time. Bobby Hebert was playing football for the Saints, but obviously historic. We usually try and do it, dudes that we've seen play and all that kind of stuff. But Babe Ruth was number 3, I believe. So the Babe is
it's tough. You got.
But also hoops in our time. Easy. Allen Iverson and Dwayne Wade were both number 3s.
Yeah.
So
all right.
obviously two great of our time, two of the best players that's ever popped on a.
Dwayne Wade gets demerits for hosting some fucking game show on PBS or whatever he hosts now. So he gets some demerits.
Loses some of the street cred. AI still got the street cred.
Yeah. I don't know if Dwayne Wade ever. I think the Bambino's got more street cred than Dwayne Wade, but we'll see. AI is cool. I was never a Georgetown fan, and I grew to like him more as he was in the pros. I mean, the dude was a tiny dude, just fearless running in there. But it's tough to beat, the Bambino, one of the greatest of all time.
No doubt. I just they don't talk about him enough, I think, in the grand scheme of things of all-time players. But the dude, man, he balled out every day, man. Every day he
got
balled out.
To the finals, right? I think against Shaq. I mean, that was literally almost. I mean, I don't even know who else was on that team. I mean, it was literally a one man gang. Like just
always seemed like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Webb. Week 2 in the NFL in the books. I guess you call it week 3 or something in college. Lots to talk about. Our fantasy football league. We got just real quick. We'll knock it out. We got 3 teams that are undefeated: the Bulldozers, Bishop Sycamore, and the Intern. And we got to talk about the Intern a little bit this week. He's been giving us some shit. By the way, my team in the Wager Makers Fantasy League blows. I'm 0-2, bottom of the barrel.
Now, wasn't the Intern complaining or something in the beginning? Wasn't he like, "Oh, I got this guy, I got this"? Nobody told me. Yeah. Wow, a lot of whining and not enough interning going on in my.
Intern. We get no intern, and in fact, I see him on Twitter this week, Webb, reposting like another podcast thing, like another podcast. Oh, it's called, I don't know, podcast? The Gambling Gringos or Gringo Gamblers. I don't know what it is.
Gringos. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can get more done because they have interns that can take care of some
yeah,
shit.
Maybe he's interning for them. That's what happened.
Some of the back office stuff here.
That's right. You got some stats and some some of the technical stuff.
Right. Give me some numbers against the spread when I need.
Who was on Allen Iverson's team?
He's quick, like sharing their stuff, and I'm like, "What's up with this intern? I thought you're intern." He's like, "Oh, I wonder what their record is and whatever." I'm like, "I don't fucking care what the Gringos fucking record is." He liked him because I think their latest show they talked about the Big 12. That he's Mr. West Virginia,
yeah.
So he probably thinks, "Oh man, they talk about the Big 12." Like we might as well have a show talks about the WAC, Mountain West,
the AAC. Right. Let's talk about
that's what your Big 12 is. That's what your Big 12 is.
At best.
All right.
At best.
All right. My other fantasy league, just so I know we don't talk about fantasy. I was playing. I had a huge lead, Webb. Huge lead. I'm playing against Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones on Monday night. And not only did they hand it off to the dude, he scores 4 touchdowns, but 3 of them, Aaron Rodgers threw it to him. So it's the double whammy. Yeah. So I had a huge lead. I was talking all kinds of shit Sunday evening, and it came back to bite me. I know better.
Did did one person have both? I wonder. Did some person have Rodgers and Jones? Is that a possible thing? I don't know.
The person in my other league, the person had both. And that's why they came back on me. Right. That's why they came back on me so much.
I would say, even having Aaron Jones enough would be good, right?
Right, but it was double because every time the 3 touchdown passes he got, Aaron Rodgers threw it to him. Right. And then he had another one with Titanian, and then Jones had another one rushing too.
Right. Yep. Right.
So, all right, whatever. Fantasy out of the way. All right, Webb. The wager makers, college football pick'em. This week, the best scores were 7 and 3. Go babe. Tigers, Rev G, Smiley, the intern. Maybe he's learning from some of the gringos.
Yeah.
And Webb were 7 and 3.
Rev G again. Rev G's got something going on in the.
Rev G is in first place.
I might
with
see him
20 and 10 record.
Wow. What's my record?
Your record's 19 and 11. You're right behind him. Webb.
All right, I get him this week.
All right, Polish. That's Plasinski. He's 18 and 12, and I'm 18 and 12. We're right there, so first, second, and third. The usual. I mean, out of 20 some, the usual. Right there, right in striking distance.
Absolutely, right where we want to be, right around the quarter pole.
Right. I don't want everybody chasing after me. Right from the top.
Right, exactly.
I'm right there within two picks. Survivor out of 41 is down to 25. I don't know where. I think some people must have. I don't know where people are falling out. The Survivor's been pretty easy so far this year.
I would agree with that 100%.
Compared to other years, there hasn't been yet that big, like, oh my God, half the pool's gone.
I have every one of my entries still. Yeah. I mean, I have 5. I think I'm about 8. I think we have or something like that.
And I have 3 personally, but 2 of them are with you and Reed, and that's 6 of them. Those 6 all survived. I did have 1 guy picking on my sheet. For the big one we're in, and he picked Pittsburgh this week, and that was a loser.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest pick. I have to say.
All right.
So obvious.
Survivors down to 25. Quick tip for you guys. Bills and Broncos this week looks like good ones to me. Just saying.
There's a couple. I think the Broncos I picked in ours. There's a couple easy ones. We'll get
Tennessee.
To it. I like. There's another one. There is another one. Denver for sure. Arizona's not going to lose to Jacksonville, I don't think.
Right. I like to keep it home. I like to keep them home. Well, home teams when possible. All right. So so we can talk about for our record last week, just in case people are wondering. In pros, we did pretty good. Again, 6 and 4. That moves us to 14 and 8, which is 63.6% on the season.
Yeah, I mean we're right there. 6 and 4 should be our minimum for the week. 10 games is a large number.
Wage rate make express.
There it is. Here it comes. So that's good. I'm not satisfied, but that's the minimum. We reached the minimum.
I mean 14 and 8 overall.
Right.
We had Thursday night Washington football team. Webb, what is your beef? Other than being a Cowboy fan, what is the beef with Danny Dimes? He was like the best guy on the field. He even had an 80-yard touchdown. It wasn't 80.
Yeah,
big long touchdown run brought back.
Yeah, he sucks.
Every time I watch him.
Why is he good? Well, hey, he didn't turn the ball over. That's the first time I think in 30 or probably 40-something games he hasn't turned the ball over.
Every time I watch him, he plays well. Every time I watch him.
Well, I guess you're watching different games than I. You don't see him turn the ball over twice a game.
The Channel 4 channel.
Listen, keep him. Yeah, he plays great. Go ahead, keep him. Good for you.
All right.
He's great.
All right. Well, that was a crazy-ass game. The Giants picked a perfectly giant way to lose the game offside. Like first of all, the Heineke guy gives the game away on an interception for no fucking reason. So they score then. Yeah. Dude dropped the touchdown pass for the Giants, but they ended up with the field goal to take the lead. And then Heineke moves it right down the field. They get in field goal range. Field goal kicker misses it. Offsides, Giants.
That's right. The dude from Kellen Farrell he was great on Clemson.
Yeah, well, he cost the game.
Yes, he did. Sorry.
Fair enough. We had Washington football team loading a few points. Obviously, we all start out 0-1. We had the Bears. Nice pick.
We were on the right side of that, though.
Good against Cincinnati. Rams. They were up 10 points, I think, maybe even 14 at some point over the Colts, and let them get back into the game.
It's true.
We had the under in the Bills Fins, very solid pick.
That was easy.
I think it was like 14-0 at the half or something like that.
I like that again this week. I don't know if we're going to get a line on it though.
Right. With we got a lot of injuries this week. We'll
see
what, we had Pittsburgh, the Raiders, solid win for the Raiders this week.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, we'll see. We can talk about this more when we get to the picks. There's a handful, maybe 3 or 4 teams. I still don't know what the hell they are, and the Raiders are certainly one of them.
Right. Cardinals, we had them lost, didn't cover. Vikings missed. You missed a 39-yard field goal.
The kickers on that team. Belfi, he's got to be beside himself. In the
NFL, you can't let a win go by a missed 39
especially that team. That team is going to be 8-9, 9-8 type shit.
Right. Every game. Well, shit. There's 2-3 teams that are going to be great, 2-3 teams that are going to be awful, and everybody else is going to be one.
They want parity. They got it.
NFL's got that shit every night. Even the Lions and Packers is close 3 quarters in.
Right.
Shit. Okay, we had the Packers winner. They pulled it out. We had the Broncos. That was an easy winner down there in Jacksonville. We had Tennessee. They came back on Seattle. It was looking bad early.
That was crazy.
Yep. Tampa Bay, pretty easy cover, I think, over Atlanta. That game was looking a little close early, but Tampa Bay immediately went down the field, scored a touchdown. We're like,
it looks like they just took a quarter off. They're like, all right, listen, let's just wrap this up real quick. And that's exactly what happened. They was like, all right, fuck it. We took the foot off the gas here for a second.
Right.
Let's just pump it back and let's wrap this up. And that's exactly what they did.
Right. So college, not as good a story, Webb, in college. 5-7 overall in college. Overall in college right now, we're 20-23. So a few picks below 500. We need one of these. We need one of these 9-2 weeks.
It's different than our picks in the college pick'em because first of all, we don't get on the college pick'em. We don't get all the same lines and over-unders, shit like that, et cetera, et cetera. Some games aren't on there if there's a big spread or if there's what they call extra games. And we got, we had a couple that went your way, a couple that went my way.
Right.
So that's the disparity in those.
I got to tell you, early in the day, Saturday, I for those who don't know, all week long, I jot down a note here and there for the show, the things happen, things pop up.
364 or 24/7, 365.
Yeah. We don't just sit down on Wednesday evening and think of shit to say. We're jotting down notes. So early on, Webb, the show was going to be me fucking giving you a hard time.
Well,
I have to admit.
No, that wasn't going to happen.
The 3 early picks we had, each of us had. Coastal was kind of like one that came out right off the bat. Coastal, I love Coastal Carolina. Told my boy Brandon Kaiser, he's a buddy of mine in Tennessee. He's like, hey man, you guys really like Coastal this week? I love Coastal. Love Coastal. Are they for real? Yeah. No good. Oklahoma over Nebraska, no good. And Virginia.
That's another one. I don't know what's going on with that. He's losing millions of dollars weekly. I don't know what's going on with them. I still think it's coming, but I got to get off that train. But it's there's a 60, there's a 40-point win coming down the tracks. I'll tell you that.
Well, West Virginia, speaking of the intern, has getting a lot of points from them this week, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Also, Virginia Tech you had, and they got stomped. And then the early picks I had were like Cincinnati, Michigan State, and Kansas State. I'm like, man,
bring up Iowa.
Well, this is the thing is we didn't have Iowa. I talked you off of Iowa. I'll admit that. I also talked you off of Michigan. I told you for both of them that maybe we were getting in a week late. I was very wrong about that.
There you go. See?
Very wrong about that. Okay. But also, I did say I basically called the Notre Dame. You had Purdue, and we ended up not playing that game. But I told you exactly what would happen with Notre Dame. With Notre Dame, this would be the week they cover. Beat the team, and it was close. That game was close, but they ended up intercepting one in the end zone. They had something else happen that, like, couple chances they had to really cover because I think by the time Saturday afternoon rolled around, it was like 7.5, not just 7. So I was like, oh shit! And it was a while that they were up by 7. Anyway, Notre Dame ended up covering.
It's funny. I was at Lex. It was Parents' Weekend at University. So I went to the Tennessee Tech game, and they took a shuttle back and forth from from the game, and it was like 49 to nothing. The third quarter started to rain, so we hopped on the shuttle to go back. And there's a bunch of dudes sitting behind us, and they had the Notre Dame game on it. And I think it had just started. I think it might have been 7-0 or 3-0. And I was like, I told that motherfucker they were going to lose.
yeah. Purdue
that was the first score, right? Yeah. So I was like, motherfucker, I told him. And then by the time we went to dinner, I wasn't glued to it wasn't a typical Saturday. I was doing some shit. So the time I looked at it, I'm like, oh man, glad I went out by my phone all day today.
Right. So then, I mean, even in our pool, after like 5-6 games, I was like 4-1 or 5-1. I'm like, oh man, I'm just in first place. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna whoop this ass. And then my nighttime picks rolled around.
Yeah.
I had UVA. They were in a shootout against North Carolina, but North Carolina ended up pulling it, running away with them, I think, in the fourth quarter. I had Auburn going into Happy Valley. That was a pretty good close game, but Penn State pulled it out and covered. And I had Central Michigan getting a bunch of points from Notre Dame. And they didn't show up. But that was
from LSU.
They didn't get a hotel. LSU didn't have a hotel for it.
You said Notre Dame from LSU.
Yeah. LSU, Central Michigan.
Yeah, but that's still LSU. I mean, I have zero trust in LSU. And I mean, now you hear all it is that now Ohio State sucks, which the defense looks incredibly sketchy. But now they're saying Penn State. Penn State's another one. They ain't winning shit. They ain't making no fucking playoffs.
They played a mid-tier SEC team at home.
Right. And it's like they won the championship.
That's another thing I want to talk about, Webb. We since we're talking about that game, the Auburn Penn State game, we talk a lot about catchphrases that catch on around games, NFL. We talk about physicality. Right. I forget what some of the other ones were.
Right.
Okay. So last year under COVID. Last year under COVID, there were no home games. There were just games, right?
We just played. You're lucky.
But now, Webb, this year's catchphrase, and you hear it every Saturday, you hear it every Sunday, every Monday, is it's a hostile environment. They're going into a hostile environment, Webb. They're going, and I've learned from watching football that if everybody in the stadium is wearing the same shirt, it's extra hostile.
Right, like, very hostile.
Oh, it's as hostile as it gets. If you go into Michigan and everybody's in maize, it's a hostile environment. A whiteout at Penn State, that shit is a hostile environment.
That's right.
They went into a hostile environment. They were able to come out of a hostile environment. It's whatever it is. It's a hostile environment.
Straight from Lee Corso's mouth. First of all, tell him to it's time for him to retire. I gotta comment on this. He looks like the Tiger lady that had too much fucking work done. He's pulled like this. He can't understand what he's saying. When you do understand what he's saying, it doesn't make any sense.
They just bring him out at the end to put the tiger head on. That's it. That's it. And look, I've had as much time and fun watching College Game Day over the years as anybody. I love the show. I've even turned Sharon on.
It has been good. It's getting close to jumping the shark here, but it has been good.
On to that in the morning. Sometimes if we don't have much to do, we end up laying around and watching some TV. She'll end up watching it because they'll show one of those stories where
there's always something. There's like a public interest.
Knows another kid that died in a car accident, and it's doing something for him with a jersey number and all. And so she gets caught up in that, and it's always good.
Always a human interest.
Nearly crying by the time it's all over.
Always the human interest they take. It's the kid, right? Someone's a sick kid who's on the team, who's rooting for the team. Yeah.
Right. So, but. And the COVID was rough. They had Lee Corso, I think, doing it from his home by his pool and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's just time, man. It's just time. Somebody else.
Good run. You gotta just, sometimes you just ride off into the sunset.
Time to hang them up. Sometimes it's time to hang.
Just,
It's almost getting sad. That's the point when it gets to be like.
Right. Now it's like bumming me out. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna change the channel.
Right. I don't want to watch it now because that is too sad.
Right.
All right. So, yeah, no doubt. But and that brings us to the other douchebag that we listen to every week. I don't know how he's still got a job. Chris Collinsworth is the most annoying man on television.
It's hard to be. The dudes on Monday night, Greasy's not that good either, but Chris Collinsworth, it's just I don't understand how you get the job and how you keep the job. Like we're not the only ones that thinks he's the worst in the world. It's just so extremely. It's annoying. It's almost like you got. Let me go out to the bar so there's no sound.
Yeah, it's just The dude starts out for years, they'll be like, this geeky fucking dude is going to do the show number one. So, but you give us, all right, whatever. I don't have to look at it. I don't have to, whatever. And then he just jumps on the dudes. If the team's winning, especially if it's even worse if it's the team if you're on the losing side. Right. Well, obviously, that happens with any announcer. If they're kissing ass at a winner and you're on the other side, the guy's an ass.
I'm not a plane. I'm whooping Collinsworth's ass.
Right. But man, he don't stop with his stupid fucking nonsense all the time. He sucks balls the whole fucking time.
Right.
So annoying.
But Al Michaels just seems like he's mailed in. He just lets him go off on his little like it just doesn't just a couple of Al Michaels used to be the man. Now it seems like he's
just play by play. Yeah, listen, they threw the ball down the sideline.
Well, he doesn't like it's just it's dominated by the fucking asshole.
Right. That's why I actually now we'll talk about Web. There's been a lot of talk about the Monday Night Crew. But now they have this. So I like the Monday Night Crew. I like the Steve.
I'm
not a fan of Greasy. I'm not a fan of Greasy. But I do like Louis Riddick.
Yeah, me too.
I think he knows the players. He knows the talent of the players. Like he was involved in the scouting and all that shit.
Yeah, he was with a couple. He was with the Raiders, I think. He went to Pitt. He was with the Raiders and the Eagles in the personnel department. He's good, and Levy's okay.
Right.
Levy's fine. I'm not a big Greasy guy. Yeah.
Greasy's one of those guys that'll be like, "Oh, that quarterback really should have saw that shit." Like, motherfucker, I seen you play. You wouldn't have seen that shit.
You didn't see that shit, right?
Yeah, save that shit. Maybe the young kids don't know you. You were like a game manager type of fucking dude. I mean, like you wouldn't have made no play in that situation.
Off daddy's fucking coattails.
But what I want to get to is a lot of people have been talking about this thing on ESPN2 now on Monday nights with the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
I refuse to watch it.
I gave it 5 minutes.
I will never watch it. I hate them both. I hate Eli. And Peyton Manning I had so much of him when he played. He was on every commercial. He was like, the dude's doing every fucking commercial every time you watch it. It's like Aaron Rodgers now with the guru haircut.
I don't see where it comes in where people think they're funny.
I can't imagine that they are.
I've seen Peyton Manning in things, and he's not fun. He's like the geeky funny. Right. He's not funny. He's not
funny because he's trying to be funny. And he's not funny.
Right. It's funny because it's Peyton Manning, and he's kind of geeky. That's it. Right. That's it. Right. So I have not watched, but their viewership, Webb, from week 1 to week 2 more than doubled. I think it went up 138% from week 1 to week 2. And I've had people tell me, man, you got to check out Peyton Manning.
I've heard the same thing.
I am not really ready. I'm not ready for that.
I will never watch it. I'll tell you that right now. And the second, that may be more of an indictment of what's going on the other station to me.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm set in my ways. I like it. I didn't even like it when they changed. I saw a guy on social media the other day. They wanted to get it changed back to, remember when they did that camera from behind, almost like the video game look of the field, and it's behind.
No.
I don't want that either.
No, right.
I don't want that.
Right.
I know exactly where everything is.
Right.
I know how long if the dude's tackled, I know if he got the first down or not.
Right.
I know everything there is to know. I know exactly what's going on. As soon as he's tackled, I know it's 3rd and 7.
Right.
I don't need from the other way. I know how to watch.
I don't need the TV to tell me. Right. I'm not relying on the broadcast.
Right.
Just show me the game.
Perfectly good. That's what if I'm at my mother-in-law's house and there's a lot of people around, I just turn mute on a game if it's on.
Exactly. Right.
You're not watch. I don't need to fucking hear because all it's doing is making everybody talk louder and I can't hear the shit anyway. So I mute. I'm good. Let me watch it. Don't turn don't turn a parade on. Let me watch the fucking game.
Right. I don't need your commentary. I just want to show it to me.
Right. All right. So that's kind of how. But then at night, my game's totally flipped, and then you came in. You had BYU, Ole Miss, a couple other ones, I also talked to you off of UAB. They won big.
They're funny. I think all three.
And then we had UCLA, and we sucked in that.
I was surprised by that. That was I thought we were onto something there. I'm curious to see. I almost wrote them down for this week. I'm curious to see. They're up in Stanford, I think, this week. I'm curious to see how they did. There's a couple teams that I was a little scratched. More so in the NFL than the college, but
Webb, they're gonna have a hard. We never even watched the Hard Knocks Dallas. It was not that good. They're gonna have a Hard Knocks Colts.
How is that exciting? How is that even? who cares?
They're gonna. What are they all gonna do? Just sit around and cry that they're losing? Like it's gonna be drama just because they lose.
But then why? I mean, how would that help your team? Like if you're a Colts fan, how do you want that? Like, is that not a distraction? Like fucking HBO cameras in every year? I mean, does that not change people's behaviors? Like, why would you want that?
I don't.
I get it in the preseason. I get the Cowboys. I get some of the other teams that they've done based on, the Raiders. I got it. It was the first. There was, Gruden's a fucking maniac. It was first time in Vegas. All Cowboys, I get big, big numbers. And some of the other ones I've gotten, it made some sense. But I'm glad the Cowboys got it.
Right. Like some
underneath the radar.
The other teams are probably like, listen, that's going to bother us during the regular season. Don't be bringing that shit in
here.
Exactly. Like, well, we'll do the Colts then. How about that? That's right. It won't be that big. It won't be that big a deal. We'll just we'll do the Colts. How about we do the Colts? Everybody's like, all right, cool, do the fucking Colts.
I can't tell you how happy I am that it just kind of came and went. Like there was the less noise the Cowboys make off the field, the fucking happier I am.
I'm a fan, but I watched like the first.
I want vanilla. I want vanilla off the field. Vanilla. Yep. Nothing happened.
You boys had a nice win this week. I'll give them that. Good win.
The defense played well. I was surprised. I mean, 17.
San Diego's a solid team. That's a legit win.
Good play. I mean, they went up and down the field, but the red zone defense is good. And that dude. I mean, I was not big on Micah Parsons. I missed on that one. I was more concerned. I heard, I don't know if we talked about it at length, but there was some hazing stuff that apparently he was doing. So I was more concerned about his maturity versus his. And I don't want it's assholes. But it seems like he says the right things. Obviously, I follow the team closely, so he seems to be playing. He's fucking good, and he seems to be saying the right thing. And I haven't heard any nonsense. So good for him. Good on him.
Yep. Webb. Russell Wilson came out last week, and he's got a new idea. No, look, first of all, nobody likes. Can we all agree we don't like ties? That's why there's a reason in Major League Baseball that we keep playing. Go Ties. Our old high school football coach used to call ties like kissing your sister.
Oh well, yeah, that's what they.
That's an old line, I guess.
Right.
Like kissing your sister. So Russell Wilson's got a solution. I don't know if you've heard this or not.
I haven't. Did it have anything to do with Jesus?
No, but it probably does.
Right.
But anyway, in case you haven't heard, so here's what happens. So you play the 10 minutes of overtime like we do now.
Right.
And if it's still a tie, both teams come out again and you have a coin toss.
Okay.
The winner of the coin toss gets to decide whether they're kicking or the other team is kicking. You put the ball at the 35-yard line and you kick a field goal. Like, so in a sense, a 52-yard field goal. With players, with players, you can still block it. You can jump off sides, I suppose. So all that kind of stuff.
So what if you jump off sides? Then it's a 47-yard field goal?
Well, then you go 5 yards, and it's if you go false start, you go back 5 yards.
So what if you miss it?
If you miss, you lose. The winner of the coin toss decides whether you kick or the other team kicks.
So it's either kick it, make it, and win, or kick it and lose, miss it and lose it.
Kick it, make it, and win.
Right.
Kick it, miss it, and lose it, or you decide the other team kicks it.
Right.
Like you have the choice. If you say the other team, if they miss it, you win. If they make it, you lose.
I don't see how that makes any sense.
We don't get a tie. That's how it's like a shootout, shootout in soccer.
Why don't we just play the game till someone wins?
Well, I'm down with that too, but them players don't want to play too much longer.
That's right.
I think some of the players would probably like to do that on the opening kickoff. And game over.
The coin.
That was a tough one.
Yeah. What's that game check?
Well, we've talked a lot about how the Florida State Seminoles have fallen off the map, and it's kind of old news now. But there's a girl on Twitter. Her name is Smoochie's Moi.
I think there's a lot of. I think some Florida State alumni and fans haven't realized that they're that bad. So I think this is she may be just coming to the realization. I think.
Well, I think she's coming up with a solution.
It's a good one
of a way to maybe get the team to play better, and I think it's might have some. I wouldn't read it here if it didn't have some validity to the story.
I agree.
So Smooch says, young women in Tallahassee, please stop having sex with the Florida State University football players. When they approach you, act like you don't know who they are. When they tell you they play for FSU, ask them, do they play basketball? When they say football, say ew and walk away.
There you go.
I bet we see a change. That's what her tweet was. And I think, I mean,
there's only one way to find out, right? I mean, you
take the punani away, and
that's
maybe
it.
I mean, the free punani leads
right.
to complacency. Put it that way. Complacency.
Right. It'll certainly get them thinking a little bit. That's for sure. They've come a long way from the Charlie Ward and Shade Tree Jones days.
So anyway, Smoochy moi, if you would feel like coming on the show, tell us a little bit about
how's it going?
How it's going, if it's working, whatever.
Is practice a little more intense? The boys a little crisper? What's going on?
We would love to have you on the show. Please reach out. Okay, so anything else we want to talk about this week, Webb?
I don't think so. I'm looking through. I don't have my notes were just mostly games. I don't see anything that's popped up in it.
I know you talked about the LSU guy up there for the Sixers a few times this week.
Ben Simmons. I don't know. Yeah, it came out today that he's not going to, it came out yesterday or the day before that he's not going to report to camp. He's done with the Sixers. Again, this shit makes me want to have. So they gave him $100 million, right? He can't shoot. He has. You and I have made about his. I think 2 years ago, the year, whatever year it was, maybe 18, the year before 19, the year before COVID. I think you and I took the same amount of 3-pointers as Ben Simmons did, and I believe that was the year he signed the extension, $100 million extension or whatever it was. I can't understand how someone gives you $100 million less than any amount of time later. They're disrespecting them. Like you're angry. Somehow you could possibly be angry with that entity or that organization.
Like, didn't he quit in the playoffs anyway? I mean,
he's not good.
And even if he did, like, they didn't get rid of you yet, so show up to work.
Right. Cash a check. I'm right. Exactly. Maybe work out. Maybe
like they haven't gotten rid of you.
Instead
and really,
of
all the shit that's been about you has been just in the media. Like the team hasn't really talked shit about him.
No. And even today, Doc Rivers came out and said, "I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to work it out. Tell him why we want him." He's lying. Doc Rivers is lying.
Right.
Whatever you see online about Doc, he does not want him. He cannot wait for him to be traded.
Right.
It's a complete albatross off his back.
They can't let everybody know they want to trade him.
Of course. But now he does not have to play the first-round pick, the number 1 pick, I believe, in the draft, that they're giving $100 million to and sucks. It just literally, you're going to hear a big sigh of release coming out of Philadelphia when he gets traded from Doc Rivers.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. But I wanted to, before we get into the picks, I want one more thing about the TV broadcast and all that shit. Webb, the other day I was watching, and I'm a week late on this because it was on 9/11, and it was the Saturday of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm watching sports, and maybe I got PTSD of some kind or something. We're going through. We're fresh off a hurricane. We got the COVID going on. The Hurricane Ida was deep in the midst of that. 9/11. It was the 9/11 ceremony. Boom! I'm watching a football game. Boom! Breaking news across the bottom. Breaking news.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, oh shit, man! What fucking now?
Right.
What now? I start getting sweats,
right.
Breaking fucking news, Webb. The Brewers have combined for a no-hitter against some other fucking team.
Right.
That is not fucking breaking news anymore.
No.
There's no-hitters once a week in the fucking Major League Baseball.
And combined no-hitters is even less.
And a combined no-hitter is not a no-hitter to me.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Right. Just
it means you played against another team that sucks.
Right.
That can't hit. The team you played can't hit.
Right.
That happens every day.
Right.
Don't freak me the fuck out with your breaking fucking news.
Right. No. For, extra, Rita. No, it's not a big deal. It's okay.
Right. You can come across the bottom like all the rest of them. Not a big box.
Right. Lead the ticker.
On 9/11.
Right.
When I'm going through a hurricane and COVID, like there's breaking news going on. Afghanistan was going on, all the fucking shit going on. That's breaking news.
Breaking news, right.
Fucking
I agree.
Buy no-hitter by the Brewers.
Right.
Yeah, don't freak me the fuck out like that.
I agree.
I gotta say, I had to get off of my chest.
Oh, good.
All right, Webb. Picks. Where we start? College?
Yeah, I think that's where we usually start, right? Let me pull them up here. Let me get both. I did do a quick list. I left the list at work, but I think I remembered most of it. All right, we got games tomorrow, right? One game?
Yeah, it's a game tomorrow. I actually like some of the games that are on Friday night, but there is a game tomorrow.
I think I like game. We have to pick the Thursday game. I mean, that's Appalachian State at home against who's home there? Marshall.
Marshall.
This one came to me, I think, I'm going to go over on this game. I know there's an NFL game as well. I'm going over 59 on this. They both score. I mean, it's, we can't afford too many stops to get to 59. But Marshall goes up and down the field. Appalachian State kind of does the same thing. It is I did think about Appalachian State for a second based on it's up there in the mountains, but it's the same fucking place where Marshall plays. There's really no fucking difference. So I'm going to go over on that game. It's going to be just an entertainment wager, but I do like it, actually. 59 is the number I got here.
I like that, too. And then there's 4 games on I wanted to ask you, Webb, what's up with, like, Syracuse is 2-1. They lost, I think, to Rutgers.
They did.
But they're not an awful team, and they're getting points from Liberty.
Well, Liberty has the quarterback on Liberty is the new Trey Lance, or the new whatever. Right. That's the reasoning behind that. They were ranked, and they do have, what's his coach's name? Hugh Freeze, maybe. He was the coach of Ole Miss, and there was some controversy that got him out there. So they have a couple of proven players, and I think if you looked last year, if you looked at they did maybe win a bowl game. So if you went back, if we had an intern who would help us, we would have this information.
Actually, looking back, they even beat Coastal Carolina in a bowl game. They
have, and again, like I said, you're going to see, based off of Trey Lance going, I don't know, 6th or 5th, you're going to see maybe Malik Wilson. I don't know. I'm not sure of the Malik Willis, I think is his name. You're going to see him go top 15 in the draft, and I think I just think if you stack talent to talent, Liberty may have more talent than.
Okay, well then we'll talk me out of that.
On that game, yeah, I'm going to punt. Yeah.
Okay, UVA, who I actually like. I know they came up short from North Carolina last week, but I did like Wake last week against Florida State.
Yep.
Virginia's at home and laying 4 points. I kind of like Virginia in this one. Back.
I think but Wake Forest is pretty good. They're like quietly a good team. Well, wow. I got over written down here. I just pulled it up. It's 68.5. Holy shit.
Holy.
We're not going to play the over on that, even though I do think it's going to be a shootout. I'll acquiesce to you on this one. I'll take Virginia by minus the points. I do like Virginia too, and they do seem to pump out pros, but they never really have a good season. You know what I mean? They're always.
Well, like I say, this is the kind of game I think they'll come up good. It was a tough game for them last week. They battled North Carolina for a long time, but in the second half they just came up a little short, I think. But
Sam Howell's good. I mean, he's going to be top 3 or 4 pick. So the quarterback for Carolina. So that's
right. Any thoughts on Fresno State?
I love Fresno.
All right.
I love Fresno.
They're laying a gazillion points.
Don't matter. They're playing UNLV. They're laying 30. It's going to be 45-10. That's my final score.
No letdown after the big UCLA.
You can't let down against. It's a confidence builder. There's no UNLV is not good.
All right. Their only loss was to Oregon by 7 points. That's solid. That's at Oregon. That's solid shit.
And UNLV is one of those teams that is not good.
Yep.
They're going to lay it on them. It's going to be 40. I mean, it depends. I mean, if UNLV can get to 17, it'll be tough. But at under 17, I don't think they can score. Put 3 scores on the board. Fresno State was one of my bigger picks.
All right. How we liking on Saturday?
All right, Saturday. You want to go through yours? I could give you mine, whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll just you can start with yours, and then I'll give you mine.
All right, let me see. All right, I'm just going to go what I got written down here, the top of my list. I'm not going to go in any particular order here. I got Notre Dame written down here. I don't know why. Jack Cohn, the quarterback for Notre Dame, is a transfer from Wisconsin. The game is in Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's having a down year. The line is funky. I don't know why Notre Dame's getting 6.5 points. That's the only thing that scares me. I'm always looking for an excuse to take some points here and there. I just think Cohn going back there to play, he's going to be motivated. I do like the safety on Notre Dame, and they do have pros on that team. I just think they're probably a better team. I'm hoping they lose because I do not like them, but I can't pass up. I can even buy it to 7. That's just too much.
Yeah, I had Notre Dame written down too. My biggest concern is just where that line comes from.
Right. I don't.
Wisconsin hasn't done anything. They lost at home to Penn State by 6. which we've already talked about. Penn State's
right.
solid, but but that's where Wisconsin is. They're solid.
Right.
That's it. And then they beat Eastern Michigan, and that's it. Notre Dame's had a couple. Purdue's a decent win. Florida State's turning out to not be a very decent win, but I just think Notre Dame getting points is a decent.
That's an equal. To me, that's a coin flip. Maybe 3 points. So you're going to give me an extra 4 points.
Right.
I'm going to take it. It's not going to be my biggest play, but it's just to me, it's too good to pass.
I'm with you. I had Notre Dame written down.
All right,
Who's
cool.
next?
I'm going to go back to the well on my Coastal Carolina. I think they're a different team at home. I forget who they're playing. UMass is another team. They're 0-3. This is a ton of points, but CCU is going to lay. They throw the ball every freaking time, and they throw the ball down the field. 36 is a number, but UMass is not. Again, you're looking at a 45, 52 to maybe 10, something like that. UMass is just not going to score. This is a school that shouldn't have a program. They're up there with UConn. I'm going to be off CCU on the road, I think, from now on, but they play on that crazy blue field. It's just a bunch of mullets throwing the ball every time. I mean, they're going to throw the ball 65 times. So that's the reason why. Right. And it's also who I'm betting against there.
All right. I'm not crazy about that one, but we can keep that in there. Who else? What else you got?
I got Maryland written down. I think it's 14 against Kent. Maryland's 3-0. They played a decent schedule. Let me see who they played. This is a team that they beat West Virginia. They crushed Howard, and they just beat Illinois on the road. This is a team, I think, that 3-0. They have one conference win that kind of fancies themselves as the middle of the pack Big Ten school. The Big Ten is a more open or more wider open than it usually is. I think Kent's 1-2. This is a game that Maryland's going to get some style points on. A couple of scores, they can win this one.
All right, fair enough.
Next one I have is I'm going to go against my team here, one of my teams anyway. I'm going to take Michigan again at home. They're going to run the ball down Rutgers' throat. Rutgers is had a yeoman's effort, but they'd be 3-0. They're on top of the world at this point. Believe me, I know. I've seen some tweets. I think Michigan, that this is the year that they're feeling themselves. They can run the ball. They can play D. I did think. And also Rutgers too. We talked about this. The two starting corners are out, and the one kid's got a couple of picks and a pick six.
Yeah, like two starting corners. I think one's definitely a starter and got some big plays, and the other guy's like just a real contributor. Maybe not on the field the first play of the game.
Listed as this. He's the guy who starts the game. He may not play, but the other dude's on the field.
Right. Like the best dude.
Right. So that really helps too. So I'm going to lay that. I believe it was 20. 20 here's what I got here. That's another one. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left here, and then we can go to yours. Auburn. I got Auburn at home, bouncing back after that. Again, it's a lot of these. There's some spreads, but it depends who you're playing. I think Auburn's a little pissed off. Got embarrassed against Bo Nix at home is very different than Bo Nix on the road. They're playing Georgia State. Georgia State sucks. It's a chance for them to get loose. Now you're gonna like this one. The next one, I think. Akron. I'm gonna take the 49 fucking points.
Who's Akron playing?
Ohio State. I just don't think that there's enough time, like physically, time versus plays
to win by 50 automatically.
Correct.
Or just spot me. If you're going to spot me 50 in a game, I'll take it and just see what happens.
And I'm not sure I see the benefit in Ohio State winning by 50. I mean, they might. I mean, if you throw away 3 pick sixes or something like that, but they have a lot of shit to work. This is going to be a practice for Ohio State. They're going to win. They're going to beat them badly, but they got a lot of shit to work on. So I'm just viewing that as almost a glorified practice. They don't even know who's calling the plays on defense. They've had 3 games. I think 3 different people called the plays on D. Just the time to get some things worked out. That's just a ton of points.
Okay. What else you got?
3 more. I got Houston. I'm a little bit of a Houston fan. I think
they play Army though, right? That's you.
Army sucks. No, Navy.
Navy. Okay.
Navy blows. Houston's okay. Houston beat Grambling 45-0. They beat Rice 44-7, and they lost to Texas Tech. Navy has scored 10 points all year. They lost to Air Force 23-3 at home and Marshall 49-7 at home. This one is a pretty easy one. I like this one too. This is not the Navy teams we were used to seeing. I guess everybody, they went through that. I guess it's a cycle. Now we're kind of starting that cycle again with a bunch of young players. One of my other favorite teams here. I got two more of my favorites here, Smith. This one you may go against UAB, 2-1. I like the Dragons.
Oh, that's my boy. They're playing against my boys this week.
They are, but they're getting 3 points. This is a conference game, is it not?
Yeah, I think so.
Tulane did have that first game that was really good against, and they did hang it on.
Well, they played Oklahoma tight, then they hung it on somebody, Oregon, and then they got crushed by Ole Miss last week.
Yeah, which is fine. So, and I think UAB, I think they're kind of the same team. UAB got smoked by Georgia. They smoked Jacksonville State, and then they crushed somebody else.
I was actually looking, Webb, about the over in that game. I think it's like 55 or something like that, which is not a crazy number for teams like that, but.
And then I'll look for that while I go over. My last one is probably another one of my new favorite teams, BYU. I believe they lose. They won for me last week, right? They won for us, or they won for me?
Yeah, they won. They covered for us last week. We had them. We had them last week.
Who are they playing now? I'm sorry, I just switched.
They were playing Arizona State last week, and it was nice.
Yeah,
nice
that
win.
was good.
Nice win.
Now again, they're against. This is another. It's almost who we're betting against here. South Florida's another team that they haven't been. They were not good last year. They're even worse this year. 23 points up in Provo. It's a tough travel for South Florida going up there. You're playing in the mountains, altitude, blah blah blah. BYU, I think it's feeling good. That quarterback is good. They look good. They just look good. So I'm with those combination of things. Those are my last of that pick.
All right. I got a bunch of different games, so we might have to look at them all in entirety and decide which ones to go with.
No
I am a fan.
UAB Tulane is 55. You're correct.
Yeah. I am a fan of Arkansas. I've liked Arkansas. I think they're good.
Points.
But no. You're jumping the gun. You're jumping. This is how we lead in. It's called showbiz. This is showbiz.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I know you want to take points,
but they aren't ready to take Texas A&M yet. I know they had a nice win a couple weeks ago. I think Texas A&M laying less than a touchdown. I think it's 5.5. I think they can go in there and take care of that.
Well, didn't we just say why is A&M good last week? Didn't that come out of your mouth?
Yeah, it did. I'm telling you, but I think they're good enough for the Arkansas. I don't think Arkansas has come this far yet.
All right, I got no problem with that. I mean, that's a tough place to play. Less than a touchdown, like you said, that's easy.
Clemson had a really tough time at Georgia Tech last week. They are probably a little bit of life after the man situation.
What's his name? DJ Ukulele is fucking struggling.
Yeah, I say they get right this week against NC State, and they can easily win by 2 touchdowns.
What's the number you got there?
10 against NC State.
NC State, I think we had them once or twice this year. They're okay. It's in Death Valley, right? You said?
No, I believe it might be on the road. I
believe
Clemson might be on the
road. Let's hold on that one. That's a tough one.
All right. Yeah, you holding on my shit. You got Auburn minus 1,000 points. Michigan,
you said we got it. All right. Well, put Clemson on.
That's okay. Take it easy. Michigan State, Webb. I've been on them a couple times already. We agree that Nebraska is not very good. They hung with Oklahoma for a little while last week,
but so was
came up short. Michigan State, I think they're at home.
They are
minus the 5.
Clemson's 10 on the road and 47.5 against NC State. I like Michigan State. That's cool. I like the quarterback.
We also agree in the SEC that South Carolina sucks, and Kentucky is a solid enough team that I think Kentucky can go to South Carolina and win by 5 points pretty easily there.
Yeah, that's in South. Yeah, I mean, this is not a South Carolina year by any stretch. Kentucky is solid. Did they win that game last week? Who did they play last week?
Let's see here. Where is Kentucky?
I can't find it either. New Mexico, Hawaii.
Yeah, they're 3-0. So last week they beat.
They had to have a decent win, right?
But they had Missouri the week before that.
Maybe that's what it was. I thought that was kind of an even game. Yeah, that's I'm good with that. I mean,
so that's my pick.
What you got 5, right? That's
well, we said UV. I had UVA.
I mean, that's line on Kentucky. What you got there?
I like Notre Dame. I like Texas A&M, Clemson, Michigan State, and Kentucky.
All right, so that's all right. So we got UAV, App State, and Fresno are not Saturday, so we can.
Well, we can take Fresno.
Yeah,
I was just telling you.
Yeah. So how many we got for Saturday? We got to keep it to a decent number.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
All right. Fuck it. Okay. Here's the picks. Thursday tomorrow. Over Appalachian State.
Yep.
Friday, UVA and Fresno State.
Correct.
Saturday, Notre Dame, Coastal Carolina, Maryland, Michigan, Auburn, Akron, Houston, UAB, BYU, Texas A&M, Clemson, Michigan State, and Kentucky.
Yep.
All right.
You're welcome.
Winners, you're welcome. We got a lot of points. We're laying a lot.
Yeah, but it's who you're against. It's who you're against.
All right.
It's like the survivor pool.
A lot of points.
It's all right. It's all right.
All right. We'll move it on to the NFL.
All right. Let me pull it up. A lot of these games don't have lines, so we're going to have some lines on some and no lines on the others. Let me just.
First game is Thursday night. We've got the Panthers going to the Texans.
All right, you kick it off.
Another Tyrod Taylor goes down.
Yep.
Another backup quarterback comes in. So far, he's done that for Baker Mayfield. He's done that for Herbert. Yep. Herbert. This kid's from Stanford, David Mills. He had one interception, couple completions last week. I don't know. Panthers are like I have no feel for this game.
8-43. I like the Panthers. The Panthers are going to win the game. I'll tell you that. The reason why I like them to cover is I think they have those two defense. They got a really good fucking defense. I think they lead the league in sacks. They got a good defense. I'm not even talking about their offense. I don't know that the Texans. How much? I mean, they got a couple. They got those running backs, but how are they going to score points? I don't see how they're going to score
with a running back with a quarterback that's been in the league for 2 games.
Right, and then with that pass rush, with that defense, and then you still got McCaffrey. And then those receivers, Anderson and the other guy with Chalk or whatever the guy's name is. So I do like the Panthers. That is I actually did take them in one of my survivor picks. That's how confident I am with that. I do like Carolina. I know the numbers that I would love it to be 7, but
okay, we'll go Panthers. We got to make a pick on Thursday.
Yeah.
Go Panthers. I was looking too. The over is very low in that game, but
43. I mean, I would gun to my head, I'd go under. But you could fluke that for, that's low.
All right. Yeah, I was thinking about over in that game.
Over. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Move on to Sunday. We got the Panthers.
Go ahead. You kick it off here.
Okay. The Tennessee Titans. They were for a game and a half. We were thinking, what the hell happened to the Tennessee Titans? They come back. Derrick Henry goes. The speed on this guy, that long run touchdown run he had. The defensive back had the angle on him.
Yeah,
and he just takes off down the fucking sideline. Unbelievable. The Colts already stink. Now they have Jacob Eason as their quarterback.
Is he playing, or is that what's his name's got 2 sprained ankles?
Yeah,
right?
I believe Wentz is out. I think, but I could be wrong. But I like the Titans. It's not a ton of points. I like the Titans on Sunday.
I got no problem. I mean, I don't really have too much. I'm waiting for the Colts to be good. Like I believed everyone who told me all summer long that the Colts were good is my dilemma here. I do. I like the Titans. I mean, I'm not a fan of Tannehill, but I'm not a fan. You know what I mean? I like the coach. I like Derrick Henry. They seem to always be in games, and clearly they're never out of a game. I mean, to go up to do what they did last week in Seattle was something. Yeah. Long story short, I got no problem taking the Titans.
All right. I think that the Steelers bounce back. I know everybody's on the Bengals, and I talked about this last week when I had the Bears against the Bengals and got a little bit of blowback from that, but the Bears took care of the Bengals. I think the Steelers, they're only laying a field goal here. I think they do all right. But what is I did see something today about Big Ben might have some issue or something.
There's a line. Yeah, they said he's going to do everything to play. I don't know. This is a tough game for you. I'm going to punt on this one because I don't, I thought the Pittsburgh really let me down last week. So these are one of the teams I mentioned. They're like, I don't know who this team is. Like I thought J.J. Watt and them would be able to get that game taken care of easily last week, and then they lose the game. And then Roethlisberger's hurt. Without him, they got no offense. And the thing with them, their offensive line, they suck. So, I mean, not that the Bengals are great. They seem to be playing well, or in games at least. 3 points is nothing, but I'm going to punt on this one.
All right. I was also looking at, Tua Tagovailoa is out. I don't know. We talked about Las Vegas. We're not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure that Vegas can cover the spread against.
Well, now is Well, I don't have a number here because I think what's his name is hurt still too.
I think Carr might be banged up, and maybe the running back too.
Oh, Jacobs is probably still out. Right. I don't have any number here. This is a game
on ESPN is showing 4. Vegas is -4.
I would lay that, and then I would if you could get a total less than anything over 41 or 40, go under. They're not going to score again.
Showing 45.
What? There's no way that the the Dolphins are going to score half of that. There's no way.
All right.
That under is the pick in that game if you can get it.
Okay, we'll go under Vegas as well. Also, I like the Cardinals. I know it's another team that we're not sure about or whatever, but just the Jaguar. You want to talk about who you're betting against?
100%. And this is another team I took in one of the survivors. Jacksonville is clueless. I mean, it's big. Trevor Lawrence would die. Is he going to throw 4 touchdowns? Then you have a chance. If not, they fucking lose, and they probably lose badly. So, Cardinals. I love what's his name, Hopkins. I'm sick of hearing about Kyler Murray too. I mean, every play is not a Hail Mary, dude. Just come on. So, but again, having said that, Jacksonville's offensive line sucks. Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt are good enough. The Cardinals all day long here.
Game Sunday afternoon. This is going to be probably the game of the week. Is the Rams and the Bucks. I kind of like the Rams. I kind of like the Rams at home here, but I would be easily persuaded to not play this game.
It's a great game. I don't know what to do. Buccaneers -1.5 and 55.5. I do. Well, you know what? What's his name has COVID, I think.
Who?
McVay, the coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll wait on that.
I know he's not at the facility as of today. What's today? Wednesday? I don't know. It's 5 days. I don't know what he's got to do to play on Sunday or be there Sunday. So let's hold off on that.
Right. I was also looking at a total in the Broncos game, and I'm looking at the over for the Broncos. It's super low, I think, 41.5.
Yes, that's what I have here. 10. I love the Broncos. They're going to smoke the Jets. And this is, again, I'm not piling on the kid. I don't care if he threw 4 interceptions. He's going to be good. He just got to keep his head about him. I hear it. That's way low. How many points are the Jets going to score?
14.
Yeah. That's what max. So, what's 14 from 42? 28? Yeah, they could do that. That could go over.
Well, we'll stick with the Denver if you're not sure.
Okay.
Who did you like? Who did you have circled for your picks this week?
Like I said, I had the under that we just took. I had who we just picked? Arizona. Broncos. Cards, Broncos, that under we just took, and the Cowboys.
You're going with your boys.
For the sake of the show, that's my pick. I think they should win and they should cover based off what I've seen, but I probably will not wager the game to be in complete transparency toward the show.
Okay. I was thinking Eagles, but I also like the over in that game, believe it or not.
Let me pull it up. Did we cover all the games? No, right?
No, we didn't cover all the games. We just picked the ones that we
So those were the 4. I had 4 games, so those were the 4. 51.5. I think you're going to be right there. 28-21. You're at 49. I think you could certainly go over. That's no problem. That's fine with me.
All right. So far we have the Panthers, Titans, Las Vegas, under Vegas, Cardinals, Broncos, Dallas, and over Dallas.
Dallas.
No points. 0
All right, well, let's look at who's left. Let's look at some game, and then let's see.
There is none, or I would have taken. There's none that I like, or I would have taken.
Washington's getting 7.5 at Buffalo. You're not going to lay that. You're getting Baltimore. Oh, but Ravens might cover that too. Ravens -8 in Detroit and 50. New Orleans +3 at New England. Chargers +6.5 in KC. Atlanta +3 in the Giants. The Bears +7 against the Browns. Your boy Justin Fields is starting. We did there's one more missing. There it is. Seattle -1.5 in Minnesota. Oh, yeah. And this is an interesting game. Green Bay +3.5 in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a tough game. Tough game. Is Green Bay the green team that showed up week 1, or the team that showed up week 2? Did they just want to prove a point one time, or are they going to take the rest of the season off?
I don't know if the defense is any good.
No.
I mean, those are. So of those games, I mean, maybe looking at that, maybe you could tell me that take Houston. I mean, of the games we picked, maybe the Panthers laying 8. That's the one I'm least. I mean, the Cardinals are going to smoke the Jags. I mean,
will the Bears with a rookie quarterback keep it within 7 of the Browns?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't know. The Browns are a team too. I'm not sure if they're good, and I don't know that I don't know who the Saints are either.
No, I don't either, and I'm
right.
I'm all about it.
You would know, right? I don't know. I mean, I think the Giants, your boy Danny Dimes, should win that game, shouldn't he?
I could see him covering 3 points over the Falcons.
Right. I mean, if that's the way I would go if I would do it. I mean, The Jets, I can't. The Bridgewater's playing great, and the Broncos defense is.
Yeah, they're going to shut them down.
His championship. I don't know who the Vikings are.
But want to add the G-Man?
Yeah, but okay, yeah, sure, do it.
But we're still not taking points, but it's one more.
Well, let's take the Cowboys off and leave the over. That way, it's less. We have one less favorite.
Well, I don't care.
All right. I just don't see.
I'm on record. I kind of like the Eagles in this game, but that's I don't feel strongly enough about it to argue about it. I
mean, of those games, the ones. I mean, you could say Carolina on the road. Are they going to cover 8? I hear that argument. I just don't.
But how does the other team do it?
Right. How are they going to score points?
Rookie quarterback.
Right.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays. Right. 9 plays. Panthers,
There's
Titans.
A couple totals in there, so it's not all points.
Panthers, Titans, Vegas, under Vegas, Cardinals, Broncos, Dallas, over Dallas, and the Giants.
And the Giants. Yeah, winners.
All day, baby.
Winners. All right.
That's the show.
That's it, man.
Thank you, MN3 Technologies. Thank you, Wilbur Investigations. The Grill in Little Rock. What the fuck is the name of the
Buffalo Grill, Little Rock, Arkansas, baby. Come on, get out there.
My bad. I keep forgetting. I mean, every time I go in, I forgot to look at what the name is.
Yeah, that's right. It's on the menu.
The Buffalo Grill in Little Rock.
Yes.
Thank you, Lil Saint the Goat. See, really, John Grow, and that's
it. I think, right? Wilbur, thank you. Technologies, Buffalo Grill, MM3, thank you for your contribution. Not so much your interning, and fuck the gringos.
And Devin's going to tell you about YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
All right, thank you all for listening. Hopefully we get some winners. Webb, take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. Thanks everybody for listening. We got 13 in the NFL, Smitt, and 12 or 13 or 12 in the NFL, and 13 in college.
9 NFL.
9 NFL, including Thursday and Monday.
16 college.
16. That includes Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
Brick by brick. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome.
Winners, you're welcome.
Welcome to the Wager Makers podcast with Web and Smitt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker podcast with Smitt and Web. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker podcast. Wager Maker podcast. Wager Maker podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Maker podcast. It's that Wager Maker podcast. It's that Wager Maker podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.